Hello, humans. Tredel the Comic God here, and I want to say first off, Happy New Year. We're almost 2 weeks into the new year, and I don't know, I'm hype. I'm getting stuff done. I've been working. So today, what I want to talk about is my comic. I talked a little bit about how I rebooted it and how I'm doing new pages to start the beginning, and then I'm shuffling the old pages I did. So I'm just gonna go a little bit into that and let you know what I've done since the last time I've been talking about it. So let's get into it. So far, I'm working on the fifth page, which I'm doing honestly pretty good, especially because I've been busy and under the weather. So I think 5 pages, from like give or take the start of the new year is pretty freaking good, and I'm having fun drawing it. I'm keeping hype. I got a few other projects going on that are different, so if I get a little tired, I hop onto those projects. Whether it's me writing, I've been writing some songs recently, which I've had a lot of fun doing, so that's so different than my comic stuff that it kind of gets me hyped to go back to my comic stuff, and then vice versa. So I've been doing that, and my process for my comics is, I make like a page breakdown, and then on the actual, so page one, and then I'll do a breakdown of what it should be. I'll go by page, and sometimes I'll make comments on the specific panels, but usually what I do is I mark it up in red pencil, and that it makes it more specific, and then I do thumbnails. And then from the thumbnails, I'll throw on screen, I go to digital roughs, and then I go to sketches, and then I go to inks, and then I'll shade it. And I shade in rough, what are they called again? Screen tone. I shade in rough screen tone, which I just like a little bit of a rough vibe when I'm going. I think my line work is more or less clean, especially than how it used to be. I used to use like a pretty grungy brush, like years ago when I first started digital sketching. But this one, it's easier to just put in the blacks and all that. There's no like halo around the forms when I do that, so it just makes it easier, and I think it's more or less clean. So I'll put those up, and I'll probably put them side to side, but it's a good process. I'm on my way. I think I have 15 in total to do, so now that I have pretty much 5 done, I am a third of the way, which makes me happy. And then from that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make sure that there's a fight scene I want to add, and then there's a little time skip thing. And so for technically the first issue that I came out with a few years ago is going to probably be towards the end of the new rebooted version, and I'm not worrying about text right now. I'm kind of doing the Marvel method, where I have all my images, and then later on I'm going to go through the images and like a form of the story. I know where the story's going. And then I'm going to go and then put the dialogue in there. So I'm going to make sure it lines up nice and well, and then I'm probably going to write it. And then I think this time, I'm not sure for sure, but I think I'm going to hire a letterer, because I hate lettering. I hate it so much. I've been doing it for my own comics for a while, the same comic, and then my side comic, Ursa, and to me it's the worst part. I have no interest in it. And when I'm doing my comics, obviously I leave some space for the words to go. I kind of know what's going to be said, but I just going in and typing it, and I have dyslexia, so I gotta like triple check everything to make sure everything's grammar wise and spelled right and all that. So it's not fun. So I'm gonna hire someone to do it. I don't know how much that costs. There's varying ranges every time I look it up, but I'm thinking if I do from A to Y, that's fine. And then have them pay someone else to do Z, then I'm good. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, if you guys know some tips for easy lettering, let me know. But as far as I know, I'm just gonna hire someone to do it after I finish the full dialogue script. But I'm having so much fun with this. I'm having fun with the potential. I'm going to, once I'm finished all these steps, I'm going to be finished my first volume. It's probably going to be 100 and some odd pages, and that doesn't include any extra I might put in there, like, for example, a teaser to my Ursa comic, or some concept art and just like fun behind the scenes making of stuff. I love when comics put that in, so I'll probably throw some of that in there. And all in all, I'm shooting for about a 150 page book, and I want that out sooner than later. And then for the first arc, I think it's probably going to be 3 volumes that are give or take the same amount of space. And then I have ideas for 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 to 5 arcs. So it'll be a pretty hefty boy if I if I finish everything, and it's going to take some time, obviously, because comics are hard work, and all that drawing is insane. But I am happy with it. I love to do it. And while I do that, I have a few other side projects that I'll tell you about later that I'm going to do for the Set Empire. I guess I could tell you now. Why not tell you now? All right. So Wednesday, I'm going to do a live stream, and that's going to be basically building up my character for my short stories. I have over here, it's Walker, the Wandering Wizard. Papa. And this is basically my sketchbook for all my short stories of him and ideas and stuff. So I'm going to, when I release the first one, which I'm writing now, I'll let you guys know when I drop it. It'll be on my site. Depending how big it ends up being, I'm aiming for a short story, so I might sell it on my site for cheap, or I might put the first one up for free just to get you guys into it. But my goal with my short stories are to kind of broaden the world of the Set Empire, and the goal of the main story is to follow specific prince of the Set Empire's journeys. So I think they serve 2 different purposes, and I hope to grow the world to something fun. I could see my site being something kind of like Pottermore, where it just has it kind of fills out the world in different stories and short blurbs and illustrations. I love that stuff so much. So I'm definitely going to build out the world that way, because concept design, storytelling, illustration, fun lore stuff for magic in the Set Empire, or just lore in general, is just so fun. That's what I watch. I watch a lot of Elden Ring lore videos and Game of Thrones lore videos, and I would like to make that kind of content, but for my own stuff. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool to build it out that way. But maybe not completely. I got to build it out with some mysteries, so people could make lore videos of my stuff too, which would be a dream. I'd love to randomly scroll through YouTube one day and see a lore video about my stuff. That would be insane. So absolutely love that idea. But right now what I'm doing is making sure I get those pages done. I'm reading some short stories to just kind of my own and others, either fairy tale stories or stuff about Conan or stuff about I just got a John Carter of Mars book, so I'm going to read all those, and just to remember how to write a short story, because I've been writing a lot of scripts, and then I tried to write a novel that kind of spun itself out of being written, which happens sometimes. Sometimes ideas aren't what they should be, so then I just went completely back into the Set Empire, and I'm comfortable with short stories, so that's what I'm going to write. And my goal this year is to start to make the Set Empire, which I have a map for, by the way. It's in the background. It's right here. That's where the castle is. Is try to make this place alive, and just like make it a fun sandbox to play in, basically. So, and then I can get so much more content for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy it more and more. So that I'm given some sort of value, because that's what it's about, right? Telling fun stories to inspire other people. That's why I kind of got into this, because I love that. That's what stories do to me, right? The first time I ever thought, hey, I'm actually going to do this, is the first time I watched Dragon Ball Z. I literally had a Dragon Ball Z VHS when I was like tiny. It was a VHS, I probably still have it somewhere, of the Namek Saga, and I would play that through and through. It was so awesome. I remember it was when Purunga gets summoned and everyone's like, oh my gosh, why is it dark on Namek? I watched that so many times. And then eventually I got to the point where I questioned, like, how is this even made? And then I found out that it was from a manga, and then I already liked Spider-Man at that point. I was like, manga or comics, and Spider-Man's a comic character, and Dragon Ball Z is a manga, and this is what I'm gonna do. So, yeah, I plan to make something that awesome, and I hope I achieve that, and I hope when all is out, that you guys love it the way I loved that stuff, right? And still do. Freaking, I just watched a video on when is Dragon Ball Super coming back? So I still love that stuff. Yeah, so I think that's it for the video. That's my update. I've been working on the set Empire, and I'll have some stuff for you soon. Here are my page process again, and yeah, come back Wednesday and watch. I don't know what time I'm gonna do it, so I guess keep your eye open for Wednesday. I'm gonna be live streaming and building out that character, his powers, his weapons, his final look. I have a painting going on over here of him. It's a very early, very early stages there, but just blocked out colored. But yeah, so catch me Wednesday, and I have a video coming up Friday too. It's gonna be a lore video. Not sure what specifically. I have a few ideas brewing, but it's gonna be in the set Empire. So come back, follow if you want to see all that type of stuff. I'm gonna be creating world. Yeah. Subscribe, follow, like, and most of all, have a beautiful day, guys, okay? Peace out.